In the last 10 minutes, in the last 15 minutes, in the last hour, Damascus, Moscow accuse Israel of striking regime airbase in Syria's Homs. In the last 2 hours, Russia says Israel carried out attack on airbase in Syria. Syria media, 12 killed in attack on airbase near Homs. Russia blames Israel for Syria airbase attack. Syria, Russia say Israel struck central Syrian airbase. Russia, Israel behind fatal strike on Syrian airbase. Syria, Russia say Israel attacked airbase. Syria, Russia accuse Israel of missile attack on airbase in the last 4 hours. Syria, Russia say Israeli warplanes carried out strike on Syrian airbase. Israel accused of bombing Syrian airbase after attack in Douma. Russia claims Israel behind Syria airbase strike. Israel launches airstrikes on Syria airbase. Russian military says Israel behind Syria airbase strike. Syrian state media says Israel struck airbase killing 14. The US denies involvement in missile attack on Syria airbase. Russia, Syria blame Israel for deadly strike on Syrian airbase. Russian military says Israeli warplanes struck Syrian airbase. IFAX US, France deny role in missile strike on Syrian airbase. Russia, Syria say Israeli warplanes hit airbase in Homs. Russia says Israeli warplanes behind Syrian airbase attack after chemical weapons attack. Syria alleges US struck airbase. France, US deny striking airbase in Syria. At least 14 killed as US suspected of striking Syrian airbase. Syria says US suspected of attacking airbase, a claim Pentagon denies. In the last 6 hours, monitors say 14 people were killed in a missile strike on a Syrian airbase. Syrian report, 14 killed, including Iranians, in attack on airbase. The US denies responsibility for missile strikes on a Syrian airbase. Missile strike delivered against airbase in Syria's Homs province. The latest, Syrian monitors say 14 killed in airbase strike. Deadly strikes hit Syria airbase. US denies responsibility. Syrian airbase reportedly struck by missiles. State TV reports deadly strikes hit Syria regime airbase. US denies responsibility. Syria says missiles fired at airbase. Syria says suspected US missiles fired at airbase in the last 8 hours. Missiles strike airbase in Syria. Syria says US suspected of attacking airbase, but Pentagon denies it. Deadly strikes hit Syria Army airbase after US. France warning missiles strike Syrian airbase. US denies involvement. Missiles hit Syrian airbase in Homs province. Regime TV airstrikes hit Syrian airbase. State media report missiles attack Syrian airbase in Homs. State media, Syrian airbase bombarded in pre-dawn strike. Syria airbase hit by missile strike, says state media earlier today. Syria, reports of missile attack on airbase. Missiles attack airbase in Homs province. Syrian state TV. US denies. Syrian state media reports of US missile attack on Homs airbase. Airstrikes hit Syria airbase. Syrian state media. In the last month, Tal Rifat, MENA airbase vital to Turkey's counter-terrorism push. US withdrew war jets from Turkey's Incirlik airbase before Afrin op.